Who's this Santa? He's scaring my kid.
Yeah, he's scaring me too.
Hey, Santa's handing out presents!
Welcome to the video store. Today we're going to be talking about the movies or the characters everyone's talking about. Let's talk about the Terrifier trilogy. What do I have to say about it? First, let's talk about Art the Clown. Then I'll review the movies.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What, did you think he was gonna hack me up into little pieces or something?
Art the Clown is already an icon. I can understand why, because he's like a mix of the stern Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Leatherface, but at the same time he's like a quirky figure like Freddy, the Leprechaun, Chucky, or the Djinn from the Wishmaster series. He's like a greatest hits per se. But compared to all of them, he's the one with the goriest kills, and also the ones that are threading more on the not politically correct line. There's no limits to what he can do, especially in the third movie. With him, there doesn't seem to be any limits. His sadism is through the roof. Howard Thornton steals the show as the character. He's really the star, like Robert Englund was for the Nightmare on Elm Street series. So he shifts from one mood to another, like he's pulling a prank and then he becomes like an animal, like a really terrifying beast. I can compare it a little bit to, let's say, Hannibal Lecter, for example. Very composed, and then, you know, he jumps at you in a madman kind of way.
The late, great Hannibal Lecter is a wonderful man. He oftentimes would have a friend for dinner.
And stay on the line with me until the police arrive.
So the first movie was made on a budget of $35,000. It's crazy. There's not really a story. It's all about setting the kill, and one in particular. Damien Leone has an eye for horror. He knows the genre and plays his tropes very well. Everything with a synthwave music, reminiscent of the 80s, the grim-looking sets and props and practical effects. It looks like a VHS type of movie. Even the lighting and the grain in the image. It looks very old school. So I was talking about setting the kills in the first one, and that's the thing. Every movie of the trilogy so far has that. Have you seen that kill scene? Those who have seen them knows what I'm talking about. One has the saw. Two has the bedroom scene. Three has the shower.
What goes through your brain when he's close enough to you? You feel his breath.
And what a shower it is. Like, seriously. Yeah, that shower scene in a theater was special. Let's put it that way. By the way, I'm just saying this, but if you want to see the first movie, I think it's available on Tubi. It's also available for free on YouTube. So aside from David Howard, the acting is serviceable in all the movies. Aside from maybe Sienna's character in the second and third movie, it's typical for this type of genre. You don't watch Friday the 13th expecting great acting. And that's a funny thing, because sometimes I've been seeing some reviews and people are complaining about the story and the acting. But in my mind, you know, I already knew what I was getting into. I wasn't expecting an elevated horror movie like A24 movies like Hereditary or Midsommar, Mike Flanagan's movie like Dr. Sleep, or his TV shows like The Fall of House Usher or The Haunting of Hill House. These examples are in another sphere of horror. When you're watching a slasher movie, you're expecting gore. So yeah, you watch these movies for the familiarity, the classic rules, something that Scream referenced very well.
You're really weird, you know that?
I believe him.
So compared to 3 and 2, especially 2, the first entry has the perfect length. It's 1 hour 32 minutes. The second one is dragging at 2 hours and 18 minutes. It's about 30 minutes longer than the typical classic horror movies. But the sequel has a more fleshed out story. It has better character development. Even Art's background is unknown in the first movie. In Terrifier 2, there's a bit more time spent on explaining Art the Clown lore, actually way more time. And it also has more grounded characters like Sienna and her brother. It has more of a story, it's not just about the kills. There are some stronger influences from other movies. For example, dreamlike sequences reminded me right away of Nightmare on Elm Street with Freddy Krueger and, you know, dreams coming to life or nightmares coming to life, obviously. So the first one was uber gory, but maybe 2 goes a bit over in terms of gore ranking. That bedroom scene that I mentioned previously, it's tough to watch. It's really something special. I was eating breakfast while watching it, and not necessarily the best thing to do. So I told you before about like every movie has a special gory scene that ups the antes. Well, that bedroom scene goes above and beyond in terms of gore ranking. I was eating oatmeal in the morning as I was watching it, and then I rewatched it with a friend in the afternoon. I was just looking at his reaction, and both of us were like, yeah, that goes hard. Yeah, that movie is dragging in certain areas. Some cuts would have helped. I like the experimental ideas. The second entry really made Art a legend, and it's understandable why. Like any good sequel, it elevates the great aspect of the first one, even with the fact that it's super long. In terms of duration, 3 is an in-between. It's clocking in at 2 hours and 5 minutes. And 3 really ramps up the extreme. It does not care who's getting killed. Even kids are not safe. So you probably heard about it, like some countries ban the movies, or you cannot go in if you're a kid, even if you're accompanied by an adult. For example, in France. The third movie, from a cohesive story standpoint, is the most assured one of the 3. It's a pretty cool setting, Christmas instead of Halloween, and I'm curious to see if the other one's gonna be on Valentine's Day or, you know, maybe Easter. I think that would make sense. I could see Art the Clown as a Easter bunny of some sort. Christmas instead of Halloween in the third one. It provides, then again, more details about Art's background. I think that's a deal breaker for a lot of viewers. Some people like the fact that it was more mysterious without knowing Art's background, and, you know, just thinking of him as a maniacal killer rather than something more on the supernatural side. So if you see the second one and the third one, even the end of the first one, you'll understand what I mean by that. So it depends how you see it. A paranormal element that some are gonna like, some might say lessens the appreciation of the character. 3 goes all in. Every element of 1 and 2 is then again amped up, especially in the third act. Even the main actor almost threw up during the shooting of the third movie. Overall, I really like seeing the 3 movies for various reasons. They're not masterpieces, but in the genre, they're well-made movies for what they are. So don't expect to go and watch that movie and, oh my god, it's this incredible piece of art or this revolutionary horror movie. It's not. I rewatched Smile 1 to prepare to watch Smile 2 in theater, and, you know, in terms of a horror movie, I think it's a superior one, but for different reasons. But I'm really curious to see how 4 is gonna be, like the 4th movie. And Damien Leone said it might be the last one, the 4th one. Whenever money's involved, I doubt that is going to be the case, so we'll have to see. So the ending sets up a 4th entry, obviously. So yeah. So I think you'll like the Terrifier trilogy. If you like high level of gore, if you like classic 70s, 80s, 90s slasher movies, if you like these classic gory horror movies, I think you're gonna have a good time. If you don't like that type of movies, maybe you're into elevated horror, as I was mentioning, like Hereditary or you know, Mike Flanagan's movies, well, then it might not be for you. This trilogy is for the real Gorefest fans. I think even metalhead fans. It has that metal vibe, I'd say. So even in the second movie, one of the characters has a bunch of posters from labels like Nuclear Blast Records and things like that. And if you grew up listening to metals, you've probably seen Cannibal Corpse covers or that type of stuff, which is always super gory. Or even in recent years, Metalocalypse, which is like a comedy animated show. Let's start. So have you seen the Terrifier movies? Do you like them? Where will it go from there? What do you like about Art the Clown? Who's your favorite horror movie character? If you like movies, games, and show, Video Place is the place to go. So please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you around.
Please welcome Art the Clown.
Until I see you again at the store, Brainiacs. I mean, funny like I'm a clown? I amuse you?
Well, I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you. I make you laugh. I'm here to fucking amuse you.
Hey, buddy.